All right, so we're back here on a special edition of Couch Coach Live, getting you ready for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. What's going on, Maui?
Man, what's up, man? I'm so
Okay.
happy to be here.
Yeah, man.
Rushing to get here. Like I was telling you earlier, man, I had to pay my property taxes, man, and it hurt. It hit me deep, but it ain't even that. It's the simple fact that the lady said, if you use your card, you have to pay 3%.
Yep.
I said, what? I said, what? How much is 3%? And she showed me, and I was like, yeah.
Yes. 3% for that. Yeah, that's. I swear to you, anything that's automated, like online or whatever, you got to pay like a convenience fee. And I'm like, I get that it's convenient, but why am I having to pay that? Like, you can just make me write a check.
We're using a third party. But I was just sitting here looking like, what?
Look, I'm gonna be that old lady at the grocery store. I'm gonna write a check and I'm gonna take my sweet time.
I think that was when I was in line. That's what it was, predominantly like elderly people. And I'm sitting here like, most likely they're gonna use a card or I mean, I'm at least put an ATM in here.
Because that's what they do. And then didn't think about it. They do the ATM. The fee gonna be out to you know what. So heck no.
Better than $35. Anyway.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm telling you, that's why I know I'm about to show my age, but that's why I carry a checkbook for those type of places. I will carry a check because everybody do that. I swear, it's like everything. Even like with my rent, like I gotta pay a $3 fee for it. Like I'm like, look, I'm gonna go about 15 blocks into the rental office and be like, you can hit my check. At $3, I can be getting something for that $3. Think about $3 every 12 months. I mean, once a month. I mean, I'm about $30-something. That give me a little steak dinner for the year, but nah, but I ain't that cheap though. But I get it.
It was so hard to recover that body shot. I already knew it was gonna be a lot, but that body shot, and then I just was opening doors for people. I was like, and then so bottom line, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy the finals is about to hit. I'm happy to be on Couch Coach. It took a minute for me. Sorry for my tardiness, but man,
it's all good. Yeah, we here. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. So we'll talk about the game, obviously, but then there was some headlines that happened over the course of a couple of days. So we'll get into that. We'll talk about Shannon Sharpe, then Nick Nurse. We'll also talk about some other coaching hires of note. I know last night Monty Willams was hired, so we'll talk a little bit about that as well. And then we'll talk about the finals, guys that we're rooting for, storylines to watch, matchup to watch. We'll talk about the keys to a victory for both teams and the script, pretty much how we think the game is going to play out. Obviously with a writer's strike, we'll be the writers of this of our own script here at Game 1. So and shout out to to them, and hopefully they can get something resolved soon with the writers and all them. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kick that intro, and we'll be right back in just a moment here, and then we'll get you going. Yes, and we like it, and we're back here on Couch Coach Live. Before we start the show, that huge shout out to the good folks at Goalie. Head over to goalie.com. Use the promo code CouchCoach to get yourself 10% off at checkout. And you know what's funny? So, obviously, our normal Wednesday slide, and obviously we, we'll do shows now for the NBA Finals. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, damn, what a night. What last night would have been if we would have had a show to break this news story last night. I swear to you, I was like, damn, I picked the wrong night to have a show on a Wednesday night. This is the you know how you always clamor for like breaking news when you're on the show,
right?
So it's just like, dang, this would have been a perfect opportunity to do that. But we are here less than 24 hours from that situation being broadcast. So Shannon Sharpe, he's leaving Fox Sports 1 and Undisputed. Obviously, he reached a buyout deal with them, so he'll be no longer paired with Skip Bayless. His last show will be after the NBA Finals, and then also his podcast Club Shay Shay also will be leaving the Fox Sports brand as well. So, Mal, your thoughts on Shannon Sharpe heading out?
It's crazy that we have the NBA Finals and all these little things that's going on is way more talked about than the finals, and you know what I mean. Like Shannon for the last 2 weeks has been getting headlines like crazy. Now, the question at hand, I would say, it looks like, I mean, when you really pay attention to, like, Shannon seemed like he's ascending, and Skip is still stuck in with doing what Skip do. And if you pay attention all around, there's been a lot of changes, even in the new media. If you're seeing people who had podcasts a couple years ago, they're going to another level. Even color scheme, everything is just starting to change. I know everybody want to look at the small detail, talk about the issues they had this past year, but I think it's just that the opportunity is there, and it's just time for Shannon to move. Like, it's funny. He just got a million subscribers with Club Shay Shay. It seemed like it's doing well, and I see the guests. It's unique. He has unique guests too. Then I would thought that some of these people have. So it seemed like it seemed like his brand is actually getting bigger than Skip Bayless and Undisputed. No offense, like even watching LA games. Like he's just starting to, and you could tell Skip, like, how did you get tickets? How you doing this? Because it's just growing. Like he's ascending. Like he's a lot of opportunities coming, and it's just his time. No offense, man. Like I remember the first time I saw Skip was maybe 95. Just me though, 95 or 96. Or even 96, 97. And I used to, when my little brother was born, I would wake up and I would watch that. And I thought it was the most interesting thing. I had never seen anything like it. Again, that was 96. You know what I mean? And we've been dealing with that debate thing for so long. And it's Pat McAfee, it's a new age, not something new going on. You know what I mean? So that's my take. I've heard all these other things. I've been looking for it all night. I just think it's time and it's opportunities for him that has opened up. And it's time for him to move on.
Yeah, and it's funny because I did a TikTok on it last night, and pretty much, I mean, it ran its course. I mean, you got to think yourself, 7 years. It'd be 7 years in September, and I just think, honestly, I think the situation is. I know a lot of people think about the DeMar Hamlin situation.
Right.
I think that might have played a factor as well, and then even the situation before that, maybe weeks prior to it, about the Skip pretty much saying, "Hey, you retired at 35 and you're jealous of Tom Brady," and it's like and I just find it weird, like how Skip can get away with stuff like that, especially for somebody who's never played the game. And it's one of the things where it's funny because that actually happened a few years back. Well, not a few years back. It's about like a decade now. About the situation when Jalen Rose called him out about. What do you call him? Water Pistol Pete or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember like they almost forced Jalen Rose to apologize for that.
Right.
So I think that's another factor there as well. But like I said, it's a perfect time for Shannon Sharpe to go where he needs to go. And like you said, and I even talked about like the podcast where he's talking, not just, because at first it was really like sports guys, but now you like to talk like Steve, Stephen A. Smith, Steve Harvey, Tabitha Brown. Like he's talking to other, like I even said like influencers and people just outside of sports and the entertainment realm. So kudos to him. And it's a perfect time for him to leave. I think, obviously everything going on now. And like you said, it's just, it was time. And I mean, it's 7 years. I still look at them, probably one of the best duos in sports. And, and this is a time for Shannon Sharpe to shine. And it's the good thing about that, where this opportunity pretty much got him back on the map. Obviously he was, was yes and everything that happened at CBS, but now he kind of got himself together. Not got himself together, but more so now he's became, that popular, became, very, very popular to a point, like I said, he's ascending over, over Skip Bayless.
Right. It reminds me a lot of Michael Strahan. You remember how he was on? I forgot what show he was on. I'm freestyling.
You talking about Kelly Ripa?
Yeah, and then out the blue, he got these opportunities. He got that opportunity, and he left, and she was a little bit upset about it. You know what I mean? But it's almost like, hey man, it's something different. He's good at what he does. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And Shannon is too. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Both shows can get a little annoying, but I actually watch Shannon and Skip more. The only time I really watch the other one is when the Cowboys lose or the Knicks lose.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Or the Knicks win. You know what I mean? But that's it. I don't really watch it. I really, you know what I mean? It's not in my algorithm at all. So
yeah, I really don't watch that as a base because like it's just one of those things where it's like some of it's kind of, to me, in my personal opinion, is forced. I respect the players in the game, like as far as Skip. I do respect Skip. I respect Skip, just what he has done, his work ethic and all that. Right. Stephen A. Smith, all of them. Right. But like as far as consuming them on a daily basis, I'm good.
He looks lost. I mean, like I see him throwing that him and Lil Wayne talk. He looks a little lost. Like it's like it's like he has an opportunity because he really loved to hear himself talk. They say, and you would think him doing his podcast would be big, and I don't think it's really not going anywhere. I mean, I think he's doing decent. Somebody said today they think that him and Colin Hurd should do a debate show. That would be big.
I don't know. Colin ain't really a good debater in my personal opinion.
Me neither.
He debates himself.
Right.
I mean, it's like I hate it. But he's good at it though. That's why I give Colin, because doing shows by yourself is a tough task. I've done that a couple times, and it's like, to me, it's 0 out of 10. I don't recommend.
Right.
But he keeps it entertaining. That's why I don't care what you can throw dirt at Colin Cowherd's name, but for him to do a one-man show, in essence, and can carry on the conversation for 3 hours, that's a hell of a feat. So,
I like about Colin because whatever he's saying, he puts it in your face. Like he proves it. Like he brings stats, whatever, he proves it. Some people, I heard a few people say today, maybe Joy Taylor. They said every place that Joy Taylor goes to, the show does well. Yeah,
I mean, she don't speak, so that's gonna be, that's interesting though. As far as they're not dynamic is cool. And I think the only thing, like, I like Speak, but I loved it when it was with Marcellus and actually Jason Whitlock. Call me crazy. Yeah. That, and also with Acho. And I thought that's why I looked at that Speak for Yourself, the Acho and the Marcellus Wiley as kind of something that I wanted to model my show after, where it's not like we're like debating, going back and forth. You like LeBron, I hate LeBron, I love Jordan. Like, no, we can have the talk. Right. We can have we can agree on topics, but come from a different angle.
Right.
But
I hear you. Oh.
But yeah, so that's my biggest thing. That's why I liked about them. Now it just seems like it's too much. Like I think like Shady McCoy's interesting. He said some stuff that kind of make me be like, huh?
He made me laugh how he talk, because he talk. He talk real fast.
Right, Kenneth. Yeah, but you're another one, and we know. And I think Kenneth, we talked about this before too, or at least at some point. That is difficult to do a one man show podcast wise. Like, it's difficult. I think I've done it for like a couple times, and I'd be like, am I even interested?
You are, man. I keep telling you that. You got the name. You should be doing it more.
But the thing about that is like I don't know, because sometimes when you bat yourself, you always feel like you're rambling, but you have to though.
Yeah.
So that's the thing where it's like I just feel like I'm just saying a bunch of run-on sentences.
No, I think that's the next level for you because I think it's important because you couch coach. Coach. People checking in because they want to know what couch coach is saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I do TikToks, but so that's kind of help my comfort level. I would be honest with you, doing even like the little 2-minute ones I do, but for sure. So some coaching news. So obviously, we'll talk a little bit of the NFL. Wow, the coaching carousel and the NBA. First, we'll talk about Nick Nurse being hired by the Philadelphia 76ers. And then the breaking news, well, not the breaking news, but last night's what we found out, Monty Willams, 6 years, $78 million, and could potentially get to $100 million if he hits certain incentives. Your thoughts on first Nick Nurse being hired as Sixers, and then your thoughts on Monty?
It's a trip, man, when you get to, following up. Congratulations to Nick Nurse. It seemed like most people, even his players, like him. I was looking up the situation, and basically the reason he's with the Sixers is because I think him and Dan Murray has a past relationship, and they probably get along. And I believe Nick is probably like Dan is going to have him in the mix of trying to which way they want to go. I think that one of the reasons Nick is there is to help Maxey be a star and an all-star. Because I think that's really the issue with the 76ers is Harris is going to be Harris. But if he can get another level out of Harris, because like I was watching today, they said most of the 76ers they stuck. You know what I mean? Harden can leave if he wants to, but most likely Harden's still going to be there. And if he can't get Mike D'Antoni, because I know that's who he wants, but he got Nick Nurse, I think Nick Nurse is going to do well. I also think some coaches do better with stars than they do with just a basic, like Frank Vogel would do well with the Raptors. You know what I mean? But I think Nick Nurse probably do well with stars, and then people got to remember what he did with Siakam and Van Fleet. I think he did a wonderful job. He got them paid, and they were on that team. And this is the first or the second season that the second time since he's been there since they make the playoffs, right? The Raptors, they really been a successful team.
Because it's been twice. Yeah, it was this year, and then the Tampa team, the Tampa year.
right. And then you got to, I know the year that they won, they're going to say, well, he had Kawhi, they had this and that. Kawhi was hurt a lot all the time. The dude still had the coach. I remember them playing up against the Warriors, even though the Warriors was hurt, he still coached. I mean, the people was really like the box one. I remember all that. They were laughing at him, but it worked. So I just want to say congratulations to him. I think it's going to do well for Embiid because he's already lazy. But at least he's going to have somebody there that it ain't got to be rely on him, and it's going to help probably open it up for Maxey and Harris, which I think is the most important thing they need to be focusing on when it comes to the 76ers. You know what I mean? And then I guess you want me to talk about the other one, or?
Yeah, Monty Willams. Yeah, you talk about Monty.
I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm kind of upset that he with the Detroit, but it seemed like he got paid. You know what I mean? Seemed like he get paid, so that's all good. But I mean, I will see. I'm happy he got a job. We knew he was gonna get a job, but I'm curious to see what you're gonna say. I'm happy that contract sounds great. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's all I really can say. I'm like, damn. Hope he don't go up there to die. I don't mean die, but
I mean coaching wise, I know you mean.
Coaching wise, yeah.
He don't want him to be like Dwayne Casey.
Yeah, Dwayne.
I get it, but the Nick Nurse hire, I think that was perfect. It's one of those where I know this, part of my dad joke, but they went from a doc to a nurse. So, all right, carry on, like Perk said. But anyway, I'm back. So, but I think it's a great move for them because it's kind of one of those things where it's so weird. Where, and then we talked about it when all Budenholzer gets fired, yeah, Monty Williams get fired, Nick Nurse get fired. We think to themselves like it's almost like they're gonna like be almost like a musical chair type situation. I know we kind of talked about that and then also with Doc being fired, that these teams are actually gonna get good head coaches. Even when the dust settles, that they're gonna have some good. It's gonna be some good coaching candidates that's gonna be available. Nick Nurse, I think he'll be great because obviously, like you said, what he did in Toronto, the development of players, like you look at, like you said, Van Fleet, Siakam, like, Siakam's an all-star. Like, so that's another thing when you think to yourself, like, he developed that. And I think, like I said, Tyrese Maxey, I think he's going to definitely benefit from that. And then, they also got other young talent on that team as well, coupled with a superstar like a Joel Embiid. And, and it's one of the things where I think I will put in I will put, I don't even, heck, a stake, then I could almost put anything where James Harden's not going to be there. I think he's done. Oh, for sure. He's not going to be able to cut in Nick Nurse's system. No, he's not. I don't think because you gonna have to put in some work. And like you said, I think the only person who, like you said, who put in that work is probably Joel Embiid, and he's the league MVP. So that's a great hire. I think will it necessarily put them over the top? They probably can get them back in the Eastern Conference Finals. It just depends on how the East is set up. So great move. I think so. One thing where you go, you fire a Doc. It's almost like where can you really go? This was the kind of the year where hey, you can the grass could be green on the other side, like we thought about a few weeks ago, and this is a case where the grass might be greener. Monty Williams, call me crazy. I love this move. I love this move for Detroit. I love it for Detroit because Detroit is almost eerily similar to how Phoenix was.
Okay.
The laughingstock of the league, kind of one of those where it's like, what the hell is going on? Like this team, this team has been struggling.
That's a great point.
And I love that Detroit did, because now you have a coach that has been successful. He's been pretty much your most successful coach probably since. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe like Larry Brown. Gundy?
Oh, Larry Brown. Okay.
Oh yes. Oh well, yeah. They had Ron Jeremy. I forgot about Ron Jeremy.
Mm-hmm. Ron Jeremy. Okay.
I know Tyler Hero will laugh at that for sure, because I know he was making fun of his clothes the other day. So Tyler, call him Ron Jeremy. But yeah, probably since Stan Van Gundy, aka Ron Jeremy.
That's crazy. I just caught on to that.
Right.
Y'all wild for that one.
No, wow. Yeah, I know, right? That's kind of one of those where if you're our age, you'll get it. But like if you're like in your 20s, you're like, what are you talking about?
Right.
But anyway, I definitely think he has been their most successful head coach probably since, like you said, since Stan Van Gundy. And, they're young talent. And that's one thing with that kind of money, I would go on the assumption, even though, that he'll have time with that unit. I mean, you look at, you got Cade Cunningham, Killian Hayes. Now you're looking at, I would say, can he not revitalize, but can he help the careers of Marvin Bagley III, who was a number 2 overall pick that really hasn't got up to the expectations, and then another number 2 overall pick in James Wiseman. What can he also do with that team? So it's kind of I like Detroit's team. Detroit's going to be one of those. Will I say league pass worthy? Like potentially, but they're going to be a good team. But I do love that Monty Williams did take on this task because this team could potentially be the Phoenix Suns of the East. Not saying they're going to win 60-something wins.
Excuse me, a new Knicks.
Yeah, but I mean, they're that was just a great move for them where he can develop that young talent. And I think they will give him time to kind of harness this talent. So that's the good thing about it, where versus being in Phoenix, where it's like, we got to go to the NBA Finals or bust.
right.
because they've been to the NBA Finals. But until Detroit has a success, he's gonna have some time. So I know once he kind of achieved those levels, go to the playoffs, they're gonna want more from him. But why not? And they in those young players, they're gonna have actually a coach that's gonna be stable, that they know he's gonna be here for us for at least the life of our potential contract, 3-4 years while we're here. So, they don't necessarily have to worry about a revolving door of coaches. Cause you think, so, and I know I probably said the same thing about Dwayne Casey, but but it is what it is. But yeah, I definitely see Monty Willams having a Phoenix Suns type of impact on the squad. So I love it.
I got one question.
Yeah.
Harden and Westbrook. If you had to pick one, which one you think will win a title before they retire?
In their current NBA lives?
Yeah.
I mean, probably that's subjective. I like if it's something like if they're like the team, like the one of the ones that's gonna lead the team, neither one. But like if they're the third option of a team, I think it probably could be James Harden.
I knew. Okay, that's why I thought this was a great question. I thought you would say that.
I think if he was a third option, I think he would be, of a championship contender team. I think that could potentially happen because I think his days of being even like you look at what happened this year with the Sixers, well, because there's going to be moments, unfortunately, where he's going to fold in the playoffs. So
right,
at least you can balance that with maybe two superstars, another superstar, or two other superstars when when those times happen for him. So.
Because they both are third options. I think they really are.
Yeah, at this
where they go to, they're going to be the third option. If I think about if they to push Maxey to be above Harden, 76ers might actually.
But I kind of low key like if I look at that situation where it's almost like Max is being held back.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Because of James Harden, I think.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. Because you can even tell their body language, even like in the huddles, even his rookie year, you could just tell Maxey won't feeling it. You could, it was evident. It was clear as day.
Right.
So,
I think that's watching a lot of these pods now, and these athletes are talking. I think that's part of the issue what's going on. Like a lot of these teams aren't winning championships, and they're not ascending either because it seemed like some of the certain guys aren't stepping back and realize stuff, or just push them up, the newer guys up just a little bit so y'all can win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway,
that comes down to coaching. So,
hey man, stop talking about daddy.
Hey, that's what it is, man. They got to, and that's the thing.
Right.
That's
okay. You said come down to coaching. Do you think that's another issue where a lot of the coaches are too busy listening to the GM, or the GMs is telling them what they need to do, or you think that's a problem too with the league?
It just depends. It depends on the type of team. Like you could probably say that for like a bad team where,
right?
Like, I think like John Wall made the example like when he was in Houston, where pretty much was tanking, at once upon a time where they weren't really playing to win. And then you look at somebody like a Steven Silas where he's like, and that's kind of handcuffed to kind of doing what he want to do because of other interests for the organization. Because, because coaches want to win, but, their bosses and, people upstairs want to be like, you know what, we gotta, one of the top generational talent in Victor Wembanyama.
Mm-hmm.
I think we might want to, take the night off, a couple of nights off, to get ourselves in better position. Okay. But yeah, it is what it is. So it's at the end of the day, it's coaches the face or other organization, but it's other factors that
play into it. You think Doc did Phoenix Suns already get somebody?
I don't think I don't, because I know that the assistant was one of the finalists. Okay. I did see a graphic, but I was like, Woj did not confirm it, so I don't.
I seen something about Doc was going there. Did you see that?
I heard that there was a possibility of Doc going there, but I seen something, but it wasn't Woj verified or sham. So when it comes to my NBA news, they the only two. I don't trust nobody else.
Right. I hope he. Would you like to see? I know we got to move on, but you think Doc would do good, like being more in the front office now, since he's been doing it for so long? Maybe it's time for him to be like a GM or something like that.
Huh? I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, I don't know. You know, when he was general manager with the Clippers, I mean, remember he was a coach and a GM. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I know.
Ain't that good?
Austin was there. Leave that alone. No, but I mean, I wouldn't actually mind him. Well, no, because I used to say he would be good on TNT, but his voice got hoarse. So,
right.
Because remember, he used to be really good on TNT.
Yeah.
And this is before like Chuck and Shaq days.
Right.
You know, back in the old days.
Right. I thought he was going to take a break though after the Clippers.
I know, and he got fired. I mean, he got hired less than a week.
And that's what's weird, because it feel like that was right around the corner, and it's like, damn, y'all fired him that
like, that quick. Yeah. It's been 3 years, which is so bizarre. Like that thing, they was kind of think about it. They were still in the bubble. Like, I'm not them with the Clippers, but I mean, as far as they were still playing games, and he got a job like during the NBA Finals.
Right.
That was wild. But yeah. So we'll get to going with our preview. So, and then we also do this a lot, especially when it comes to like the Super Bowl and stuff like that. Or we, guys that we actually root for. So what guys are you? Which players that you're rooting for in the NBA Finals?
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna say definitely KCP. You know what I mean? I'm freestyling. I got some people, but KCP.
Oh, good.
And Kevin Love, of course, because I think Kevin Love is probably going to end up having some time to have to play against Joker. And I'm hoping. I want to see if Martin can still get his scoring on. I'm really, I'm rooting for Martin. I'm rooting for Vincent. I'm rooting for some of the undrafted players. You know what I mean? Michael Porter Jr. See if he, be the starter I think he is. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, really. Just some of the role players.
Yeah. And Sean, what's going on, Cool? Yeah, so we get with you in a sec with that, and I know you put your prediction, so I'll put your prediction on the screen shortly. Mm-hmm. I think for Miami, it's got to be Udonis Haslem. He's representing for the Salt and Pepper game. I honestly, and it's funny, it's almost like I think I cursed the situation because, obviously I thought Chicago was going to beat them in that playing game, and man, we should really do a show for Udonis Haslem.
Right.
Kind of like a retrospect. And I'm like, man, when the season is over, we need to do something. I'm like, dude, I thought this was going to be like in April or May. We in the NBA Finals, and Udonis Haslem in the NBA Finals.
Right. You feel sick that your coach didn't take certain players off, and then
somewhere. I mean, I think about it, but now it's like we wouldn't have got this far. I mean,
you don't think so?
Hell no. They wouldn't even got past Milwaukee. I don't care if Chris Middleton could be hurt. Giannis could have got hurt, man. Chicago would have laid the egg against Milwaukee.
Pat Bear would have put that elbow all in that back.
Yeah, he would have had a camera too. Bitching to the referees. Bro, speaking before, bro, did you see Perk when they talked about because about the Tony Brother situation on that the referee with the burn account.
Yeah.
So they talked about that, and then they showed the picture of when Pat Beverly showed him the camera. And, they lost to Boston.
Right.
And Perk was crying, man. I was like, yo, this is crazy. So that's all I really want to. Of course, the Jimmy Butler, obviously, So and then on the Nuggets end, Reggie Jackson. Shout out,
I've been looking for him. I thought he
bro.
played for Utah. Oh, I'm so
No,
upset.
no. He got traded for Bones Allen. So you know what's crazy about all that?
Right.
So yeah, dude, don't feel bad. I seen him. I was like, dang, I ain't seen Reggie Jackson in like months.
That's a good thing.
I seen him the other day, and I'm like, that's scary. You got him come out like that's a guy he's a starting point guard in the NBA. Like I mean, especially for the Clippers wise,
right?
He's on a bench. Like that's it is what it is.
Why would they let him go when Kawhi was hurt all that time? He's the one that used to save them.
But I think we good. I think getting Bones. I think Bones is gonna be solid.
Oh my
Bones
bad.
Allen.
You said we. My bad. I forgot.
Well, that we, but I guess because I used to cover the Clippers for like 3 years in a row, so
I know, I'm just messing
it's like it's weird because like because when you follow the team week in week out and you gotta report on them, you start to get a little bit of a kinship with them.
I wonder if they play him. I wonder if they play because he's gonna be one of them secret weapons, man.
But yeah, so it's so bizarre. But and then then DeAndre Jordan, Sean,
Oh, I forgot. Right.
Bro, I swear to you, like, dude, if you look at the end of that bench, it's like a who's who. And like you said, K Love as well, But
hey, and Bryant, they used to play for the Lakers. Remember he asked for a trade?
Yeah.
And he went to the Nuggets, and I'm just sitting here like the more you even saying, I'm like, damn, they really do. They deeper than what y'all think.
Yeah. And it's crazy because you'd be like, damn, like literally Reggie Jackson is on this team. And like he's literally like it would be an NBA point guard for some teams in this league. But yeah, so wow. So so now so now we're gonna talk about the storylines to watch and just NBA finals in general. Which ones are you looking at?
For me, I want to see if because Miami Heat is very, their defense and they're very physical. So I want to see if they're going to be able to contain Joker's assists because I believe if they can contain that, they can win. I don't. I want to see if Butler, because I'm sorry, y'all. Even though he's been balling, even though he do certain things, I be thinking he be selling wolf tickets. I think he can when they really get it. Once you can get past all Jimmy Butler's tactics, I think that you can beat them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's just I've always felt that way. Once you feel like, man, ain't nobody worried about you. And you know what I mean? I think I don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he ain't good, but he ain't as great as he trying to make himself out to be. And I'm not hating. You know what I mean? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I said, I want to see if Caleb Martin still can keep I see that he's very important to the Heat in their success right now. He's stepping up. I want to see if he's going to be able to keep scoring, give him 17, 20 points. I want to see if Gordon, because I feel like Gordon is very important too. And a lot of these guys have an opportunity, man, to really make a name for themselves. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And I think Gordon might be better than, I feel like he's better than what he's putting himself to be. I know he's playing his role, but I'm hoping that he could be like the Wiggins of the finals. You know what I mean? Like he was last year. Really show out some. And I want to see the matchup between Bam and the Joker. I hope Bam, if he's really physical with the Joker, he's not a shot blocker. Stop shooting jumpers, man. Go in there and bang with him, son. And I also want to see the competition between the coaches. I felt like, the from Sacramento, the Warriors, the Lakers, and the Nuggets, I felt like the way they were adding people and changing lineups and things of that nature, it was very interesting to me. It was like really playing chess. So I want to see what these two coaches, because they really, Spoelstra is a master. Like I remember when they didn't want him to be the coach, and look where he's at right now. And then I'm looking at this coach, and it's an opportunity for him to be in that same lane, because as we're sitting here talking, he has more weapons than what we think of. You know what I mean? So so that's mine.
Yeah, because that boy, he's about to be David Blatt out of town, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not choosing balance tonight.
You talking about the Nuggets coach?
No, I'm talking about David Blatt.
You talking about David Blatt? Oh, okay.
What happened to David Blatt? Hey.
Right.
Hey, I'm sorry, David Blatt. You caught a stray on that one, but it was only right. It was only right. So sorry. So I think, hey, you ooped it, and I had to,
right.
I had to go for it. So I think the storyline I'm looking forward to is just like it's just you looking at this as Miami Heat team where literally if they didn't have that 15-1 run to end that game against Chicago, this run would have never happened. I mean, so you just look at how this team has scratched and clawed. I mean, they've been underdogs in every series. In my personal opinion, probably I think the last time that I've had them actually winning a series probably was against the Knicks. So you go to Milwaukee, you beat them, you beat the Knicks, you beat the Celtics, and just then also too, even though Tyler Hero isn't playing, he's not playing today's game. He's probably going to play in Game 3, which is Wednesday night. So I'm interested of bringing him back and how this would change the complexity of the series. Right. And yes, I did listen to Draymond Green. Draymond Green had a compelling argument. So
right
about like essentially how will you use him? It's kind of one of those things where will you use him like if you are like behind, like as far as if you just need like a spark, you need some points. How will you kind of use him in those type of situations? Because you don't want to kind of mess up their flow of what they've done so far. So how he's going to be used, especially, and then you think yourself, averaging 20 points per game. So, you want that type of production, especially in this type of format, with the NBA Finals. So just how he's going to fit. And I think the Nuggets, how would they respond to the rest? Because you can't think, they haven't played in almost 2 weeks. It's almost funny how you really think to yourself, like, dang, they actually played like a series, like they've been out for almost 10 days. So now you're looking at the rest. And, it's always odd because they usually the team with the least rest kind of does its thing. And pretty much can this Nuggets team win a championship, their first championship in series history. So they get ready to do the start lineup. So we're going to kind of jump ahead. We're going to actually, what is the script? So what is your prediction? We're going to actually, anybody who listens, put your game prediction for today. And then also, so just put in your score, like what you think game 1 score is going to be. And then just your thoughts on game 1, how it's going to play out, and your score for game 1 of the NBA Finals. I'll go shoot first. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm giving the points. I think it's going to be maybe 125, 112, 110. I'm thinking the Nuggets with the elevation too, and as much as Miami been playing, I think that's going to be a problem. And with everything the Nuggets been through, I hope they're not playing. You know what I mean? Don't go in there playing with them because that's what they play off of. They know they underdogs, and I'm hoping a sweep. If anything, maybe in 5 games. But I believe the Nuggets got too much. I haven't said one thing about Murray and the way they beat the way, even though the Lakers were still in the game, like Bam is not AD. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of little things that I think they can match the Heat and match. Only thing I think is the coaching. But so I'm giving that and I'm getting in 5 games, I'm going with the Nuggets.
Nuggets in 5. And shout out to our guy Cool. Got the Nuggets in 6, of course. So shout out to Cool on that one. Maybe he can get a championship. Shout out to my guy Cool. Maybe his squad can get a championship and don't fall short.
What, you like Orlando Magic?
No, I think the Nuggets. I know he used to cover the Nuggets for what we do, but he still rock with them. But I'm just gonna say that because obviously, football wise, we know what happened. So I wish him so much luck on this one.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely a huge shout out to Cool, and then also some other stuff. He talked about how Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon are the wild cards for sure.
Right.
And then took a little shot at Bones. Bones played Carmelo Anthony defense. Hey man.
I think Bruce Brown is going to be a wild card, and I think KCP. Like I want Michael Porter Jr. But I just don't. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he.
So that got the Nuggets winning this game by the final score of 127-109, and I think this is going to be Nuggets in 6. So I think we'll be having 6 shows potentially. So
right.
I think so I'm not going to be like I guarantee. Then we're gonna have a game 7 and.
Right. Yeah, I just want to stretch out Skip and Shannon being together longer. That's all.
Well, in that case, I want Shannon out of his misery. Hell, let's be done next Friday.
It really should be. It should
Seriously.
be a sweep. It really should be a sweep.
But but with Miami, I really can't say that because I thought there was gonna be a sweep against I can't say Minnesota, Lord, Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen. Definitely thought this was gonna be a sweep against Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
So I say Nuggets in 6. So I think we'll be here up until that Thursday. So 2 weeks from tonight. So
all right, Nuggets, man. Y'all got weapons, man.
I
ain't Boston. I mean, Marcus Smart was horrible. Anyway, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, I still think we're gonna be doing a pregame show 2 weeks from tonight on the 20. Not the 29th, but the 20. It'll be the 14th or the 15th. Yeah, it'd be the 15th on a Thursday. So that'd be a game 6, as in Miami. I think it'd be a nice way for them to party down in South Beach.
They should do a tribute to Abdul Rauf. What's his name? My bad, Abdul. What's his name?
Chris Jackson.
Yeah, you can say Chris Jackson.
Yeah,
they should do a tribute to him if they would have.
They should. I know it should be. That's what I said, man. We got. I'm telling you, like I said, like my unc said, everybody got to come back. And my unc meaning George called because Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, yeah, I mean, we need to have Birdman. J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith coming out there.
Right.
Hopefully he'll have a shirt on. Hopefully.
I mean, they really should because they're about to win the championship. And so what you want to do is get those past players back there.
Yeah.
But that's going to be, people that's true Nuggets fans like Jordan and the people like that, that'll make it exciting. And if you're going to, that's been a discussion too about, the Nuggets not really being like one of those teams that's like a franchise that make, you know what I mean?
I mean, he bring everybody out. Alex English, Fat Lever, Kiki Vandeweghe.
Leonard? Kiki Vandeweghe, boy.
Kiki Vandeweghe.
What was my man Leonard? He used to shoot threes.
Oh, Vashawn Leonard. And actually, Vashawn Leonard, and that's somebody else that's with the Heat. But Vashawn Leonard, it's a lot of guys. You think to yourself, LaVonzo Ellis.
Hey, go get Mutombo.
Get back Mutombo. Robert Pack.
Yeah, Robert Pack. Yeah, they need to do that, man.
Yeah, we need to have all Denver guys.
Yeah, AI. Go ahead.
Jalen Rose.
Right.
Jalen Rose already NBA Finals. This redemption from him getting DNP. Well, he got DNPs in Indianapolis with the Pacers, but Mark Jackson.
Yeah, they were like they really. I think show the history, man. Like,
and this day we talking about '90s cats, so this is gonna be, it's gonna be crazy. But man, for sure. Like, we need to bring back all the Denver guys. Nene Hilario. Nene.
Chauncey Billups come walking in.
Chauncey, yep. AI.
Yeah, AI.
AI need to come back, yep.
Who else, man? They had a few other. They had a
That's a
squad.
lot. Yeah.
Didn't Camby play for them?
Yeah, Marcus Camby.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What's Larry Nance?
Yeah, I'm like,
okay, I mean everybody, man. Like everybody played.
I mean, this is their first championship.
No, that's right. Larry Nance was with Phoenix. My bad.
But like this they first championship.
Yeah.
Man, like, trust me, the Knicks was stinking, and they made sure they brought
bring everybody out.
Yeah,
and you had the ball arena. Everybody coming there with their aluminum cups.
Right. That's
what I'm saying
too. They're gonna have something sticky and some.
Because I'm not trying to see Peyton Manning. I'm not trying to see Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson and the usual suspects in Colorado.
Go get Deion.
Oh yeah. Bring Deion. Oh yeah, bring Deion, the kids, little Bossy. What? Right. I mean, little Shallow and Shador, Travis Henry.
You know what I mean?
Travis
Henry.
Travis Hunter, my bad. Travis Hunter. Yeah.
The NFL coach, like, yo, man, like we saying this, but we're really telling y'all the truth.
Yeah. Bring some alum out. Yeah.
Bring some people out so we can say, damn, Denver popping, like, because a lot of people been talking like the Nuggets.
Yeah. The Nuggets, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, so they get ready to tip off here. So I definitely want to, before we head on out, definitely give a huge shout out. My guy Kenneth definitely chimed in, did his thoughts. He always, gotta have those commanders digs, but it's all love. It's all love. So, I take Kenneth's insult with a grain of salt. I know it comes from a heart, from a good heart, from a good man. So I never, I know how Ken operates. That's my guy for life. So, hey, that's how we roll. Definitely huge shout out to our boy Gamer G, one of my actually funny story about Gamer G. So that's how I got the name Couch Coach, and that's something I've talked about on Legacy TV. Shouts I got Marcus J. Right. So we was playing. I was playing Madden one time. We was on the phone, and I was saying, like, oh man, why you ain't catch the football or whatever? And he said, man, you acting like a couch coach. And then that's where I got my name. Definitely huge shout out to my boy Gamer G, HSHS, class of 02. We getting up there. So huge shout out to him. Cool, definitely shout out to Cool. Having doing his thing and chopping up with us and putting in some comments. Then definitely huge shout out to my guy P Shark. Definitely appreciate you for chiming in and checking us out tonight. I got P Shark. So yeah, man. Great show tonight. So, before we head out, social media, final words.
Social media, Deshaun, DT Morgan 78 Instagram, Deshaun Morgan Facebook. Great show. Told you, made the day better. I love it. But I also want to say this: tomorrow's going to be a great movie coming on Peacock. Go check it out.
Yeah,
man, it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful movie.
You got a password?
Do I have a password? I might.
No, I'm just playing with you now.
I know you played it, but but definitely, man, go check that out. It's history. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
LeBron James movie with the with his team.
Yeah, for sure. With the team,
coming out.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Tomorrow. But yeah, I'm there's an app for that. But shout out to Peacock.
Right. Hey, because you can't use your debit card nowadays because it's always a third party.
Right. But yeah, shout out to Peacock, show, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Once again, great show. Yeah, man. So, great show. We'll be back at it on Sunday. We'll have a special guest on Sunday. So we'll get that going for Game 2 of the NBA Finals. We'll tip off for that one's gonna be at 7. So we'll be there, be back here in 72 hours, man. Definitely everybody, appreciate everybody for checking us out. We'll have a podcast app on Apple, Spotify, why not? It might be a little dated, but hey, it's content. It keeps the people going. So we back at it again on Sunday, man. So three sleeps and we back on. So we catch y'all guys on Sunday and we out.
Well.